The people, the headlines, the issues impacting you, all on This Week in Cincinnati on 9 on Your Side.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Cincinnati. I'm Craig McKee. First today, the Hamilton County budget and extending the sales tax hike that was used to renovate Union Terminal. The 1/4% tax was set to expire in April. Voters approved it back in 2014, but Hamilton County faced a $20 million budget gap. Keeping the sales tax would raise $20 million in 2020 and $40 million a year after that. The vote by the County Commission keeps the current sales tax rate in Hamilton County at 7%.
The rate of taxation in the county will remain the same, but the general fund budget of the county will increase.
Along with the sales tax vote, the County Commission also approved the overall $276 million general fund budget. With us now to talk a little bit more about the sales tax vote and the budget itself is Hamilton County Commissioner Stephanie Summerow Dumas. Thank you so much for being here, of course.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, we should start out by pointing out that this vote to extend the sales tax was a unanimous decision. All three county commissioners decided this was the way to go. $20 million gap is not something that's easy to fill. And can you explain some of the cuts that you've already been taking before you came to this decision?
Certainly, and I think we need to clarify that it's not an extension of the vote. This is of the sales tax. It's a new sales tax. The sales tax for Union Terminal ends March the 31st. So we voted to have a new 0.25 sales tax for the purpose of being able to do the things that we need to do in our general fund. And so as far as what we've been cutting, we've had to cut staff, services, we've delayed our improvements of infrastructure like elevators and buildings that are falling apart. So we've delayed those things. We can't continue to do that. And so our public safety takes 70% of our general fund budget. And so we don't see any decrease in the amount of monies that they're going to need. So we need to be able to provide the adequate public safety in those communities.
We've already had some reflection from voters out there calling the Feedback Friday hotline here and sending emails in concerned that basically this is a shell game by the commission to say, oh, hey, look, we don't know where we can get money. Oh, look at this over here. Let's just slide that and now call it this. Trading out. And while the tax rate doesn't go up, it stays the same when voters were really expecting it to go back down.
And I understand that they were expecting it to end. But the state funding has been cut. Federal funding has been cut, and there's no reprieve in the near future that we will get any additional dollars to do the things we need. So it's my obligation as one of the commissioners to make sure that we continue to maintain the services that we have for our community.
Alex Triantafilou, the chair of the GOP party in Hamilton County, has been tweeting actively about this tax increase, and he had said that on the sales tax, there they go again. The Democrats only know how to raise taxes. With a booming economy and sales tax receipts overflowing, the Democrats are breaking a promise to taxpayers to end this icon tax. And he's also sent out messaging, and there are other members of the GOP talking about a petition, getting signatures and pushing this onto the ballot to make to allow the voters to make a decision whether or not this is the right path to go and challenge the decision.
Well, certainly our residents have the option of a referendum, but I would hope that they would trust the people that they have put in office to make the best decisions for them and be educated if they do decide to put it on the ballot to know exactly what's going on. And I'm not real sure if they're going to be educated enough to by the public to know that there are areas that we need funding for. If we put it on the ballot, it doesn't pass, we will be reducing staffing in all areas, of course. And if it doesn't pass, we'll also be cutting staff, services, and I'm just hoping that they will trust the people that they've put in office to make the correct decision. We're not trying to push anything down anyone's throat. But if we do, we have passed this, and $20 million, as you were saying, will come into play, additional funding by April the 1st. And of course, in 2020, it'll be $40 million more. But some of these departments are really suffering, and we're working with less already.
And the way that comes across whenever it says, okay, there's $20 million the first year, $40 million the next, to me that sounds like this is a progressive, never-ending tax. What do you say to voters out there?
Well, it's not a never-ending tax. As soon as we see that we have the amount of money to be adequate to provide the services and to increase some of the, as I said once before, the public safety officers and things like that, there's no need to continue that tax. Not sure when that will happen. Maybe local government will send monies down to us, to the county, but we're not hoping and wishing for that. We have to do something now. And as I said, we have cut staff.
Metro Bus is obviously facing a huge budget issue as well over the next 10 years. And can you put, if this goes up for a vote, let's say voters decide to put that up for a vote, and then Metro's looking for, money as well.
0.8.
Can both pass? Are voters going to support both, or do you jeopardize one for the other?
Well, I'm hoping we don't jeopardize one for the other. I hope that both of them pass. Transportation has been a major priority for me, and we are well aware that the transportation is not adequate, it's not accessible enough, the equipment is antiquated, so there's a need for both, and I'm hoping that both of them pass.
Governor Mike DeWine said during his campaign that he had a plan to support local governments more than Governor Kasich did. Are you seeing anything from the state yet during the first part of Governor DeWine's administration?
I would say yes. He's funneled, I want to say 40 million extra into JFS for children's services, which is not impacted by our general funding budget. But I have seen some positive moves with DeWine as it relates to sending more money down, but not for the general funding area right now.
All right. Obviously, the holidays are coming up, so
Yes.
I probably won't have you on This Week in Cincinnati before then, but I wish you the best, obviously, with the holiday season fast approaching, and we'll continue to monitor, obviously, what's going on with the county commission, and if this petition goes forward and they get enough signatures come Election Day to get it up for a vote.
Thank you, and I would just urge our residents to get on our website, www.hamilton-co.org, and it specifically talks about the deficits that we have and what we've cut and why we had to ask for this sales tax.
All right, and of course they can contact you direct as
Sure,
well at any time.
absolutely.
All right, County Commissioner Stephanie Dumas, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And straight ahead, creating a new place to party. The vision being unveiled for Camp Washington now. Up next, the steps it will take to turn it into an entertainment district.